Well, for the one viewer that's watching me, if you can hear me, type something in the chat. We're trying something completely different today, completely new. I am playing around with how the heck I'm going to live stream YouTube, because I think we're going to have to kind of get away from the old tickety talk eventually. So we're just giving it a whirl, giving it a go. I don't know how it's going to work, but hey, what's going on, Joel? Thank you, man, for the feedback. I appreciate that. I don't really have anything planned. This is not my normal time for when we go live. Usually we go live on TikTok on Wednesdays, but with TikTok getting sketchier and sketchier as we go, and all the things that are inevitably coming down the pipeline, gonna have to make the transition eventually. And it does seem like TikTok is more and more not liking the alcohol content that we do. So I'm not the only one that has said this, but we're gonna have to make the transition sooner or later. So we're sitting on the back porch. I am watching myself stream on YouTube. Yeah, Joel, that's the other problem too, man, is not everybody that follows me online is on TikTok. You know, it's a lot of people don't do the TikTok thing, and Instagram is not great for streaming. So I'm assuming that YouTube is going to be the better way to go, but I guess we'll find out in the future. Obviously, I'm going to do something a little more formal than this. We'll probably have like a regular time that we do it on, and like a regular night. And I don't know if YouTube actually notifies people. I mean, I don't, Joel, if you're still watching, I don't know if you can tell me, did you just trip across this, or did YouTube somehow let you know? Because that I am not sure of. Sipping a little Eagle Rare. What's going on? Knock a one back. Man, we're playing around. We're just playing around with the YouTube stream and trying to figure out what it's going to be like, and because we got to make the transition away from the old TikTok once in a while. Oh, you got a notification. Cool, Joel. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I know it's a little bit early for some of you guys, depending on where you're at, but what are you pouring tonight? I am actually doing the Rare cigar along with a little Eagle Rare, which is not so rare. So what's the difference between age-stated 10-year Eagle Rare and non-age-stated? Enrique, there is no difference, sir. What you're referring to is Woodford Derby. Oh, damn, Joel, going big time. Thanks, Daddy's working. Yeah, the Eagle Rare. Listen, the Eagle Rare with the 10 on the front is the same as the Eagle Rare without the 10 on the front. The 10 is on the back. Eagle Rare for quite some time has been a 10-year age-stated bourbon. That's one of the things that's so great about it is, this bottle was $37 for a 10-year Buffalo Trace product. That's why it's so hot, honestly. Knock a one back. Last video of whiskey hunting was great. Love that type of content. Thank you, brother. And you guys have to excuse if there's a little bit of noise here. I'm sitting in the backyard, but yeah, we're going to do more. So we started this a couple of years ago. You guys got a small audience here, so if you got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We started this a couple of years ago, and I started on TikTok and Instagram. Instagram is slow to grow, but it's got great engagement with followers. I can talk back and forth. The messaging is really great. And TikTok is really great for pushing us out to people. So the growth on TikTok was huge. But what my plan always was to try and grow a YouTube following using Shorts, which is the same content as we were posting on TikTok and on Instagram, and then eventually making the transition. So I really do want to transition to longer format videos, more hunting stuff. We're gonna do more with the podcast. If you don't know, we do have a podcast. I've been posting a few things here and there. Because honestly, I want to get into more engaging content. We want to do more stuff with the Patreon. And eventually, maybe make this thing a full-time gig. I don't know. We got about 40,000 followers on YouTube, which is pretty good for whiskey YouTube, but I don't think it's still enough to, this is not going to be a full-time gig at 40,000 people, and I don't want to get to the point where I'm pushing products on you guys a ton or just doing a lot of canned content to try and make money. I figure it'll happen when it happens, but I appreciate you guys all checking in. The few people that are watching. I mean, I don't know what the content, what the attendance is going to be like when we do this on a TikTok. We'll get thousands of people. Man, sorry. I hope you guys got y'all. I didn't lose y'all. I hope I didn't lose you guys. Sorry, we're really, this is experimental right now. Enrique said he was drinking Jack Daniel's Sour Mash. Buddy of mine bought it at the distillery. Yeah, the distiller-only stuff is amazing. Thank you, Organic Farming. I appreciate you, man. We're going to start doing more YouTube Live. Yeah, we're not going to give up on the shorts. We're not going to give up on the shorts. We're just going to start to add in more long-form content. Daddy Workin said, you can just call me Jake, and I've been wanting to get some Eagle Rare, but it's about $100 in my area, Washington State. But I'm just going to have some regular Knob Creek 9 years. So listen, I got family in Washington State. What part of Washington State are you in, Jake? Because we're going to be in the Spokane area next month, probably visiting family and maybe hitting up a bar there, that maybe meet some people. There's some people in the area. Yeah, we're going to do more long-form content, organic. I was just explaining before the stream went haywire on me before you checked in. We were building the following with the short-form content. I want to transition to longer-form stuff. I'm not going to give up on the short stuff. Add in the long-form stuff. I like doing the whiskey hunting stuff. I'd like to do more, interviews. We made some great connections with some people. Dixon Dedman has become a friend. Those would be great to be able to interview some of those people, and maybe with some of the other, whiskey YouTubers or whiskey TikTokers or whiskey Instagrammers. And I think it'd be interesting for me to ask them questions, distillers, and we're going to probably go to Still Austin and maybe Garrison Brothers this summer. It'd be cool to be able to do some stuff from there. But where are you from, Jake? What part of Washington? Thank you, Organic Farming. I appreciate that. That's funny that you say that, because that was really the reason I even started doing this in the first place. Yeah, I'm not worried about conforming, yo. You're not going to catch me doing the typical freaking YouTube thing. I'm just going to kind of do my thing and whatever I feel like you guys want. Appreciate that about the palate. I actually started doing this. Because when I was new to whiskey, it was really hard to find new stuff. Everybody's talking about, Buffalo Trace Antique and Van Winkle, and that doesn't help me any. As a new whiskey drinker, I kind of want to know about regular stuff's coming out. What can I get? Price points, bang for your buck. And you have to find somebody that has a similar palate to yourself. And if you have a similar palate to me, then you can trust that if I like it, you'll like it. And that's kind of the idea. I'd love to come out that way. I'm in the other side. I live in Belfair. Yeah, buddy, I know exactly where that is. I actually used to live in Bremerton and Silverdale. My family just moved to Spokane. They were in that area for a long time. I still have grandparents in Tahuya. This can be an inside for anybody that's not in that area, but Jake will know where that's at. TikTok seems like a good platform to acquire a fan base and hopefully bring them to another platform to make longer, better content. Yeah, TikTok is trying to encourage us to do longer form content, but then they blacklist us and shadow ban us. I was shadow banned here recently. I think I just got out of TikTok jail. Because I think TikTok it feels like TikTok might be pushing away from alcohol content. I don't, maybe because it's full of kids. I have no idea. They make me mark my videos as not for kids, so I don't know what the problem is, but they throttled me for about 2 weeks here recently. None of my videos were getting more than just a couple of hundred views. And normally we get thousands of views per video, and sometimes they just blow up, but I haven't had a big video for weeks, but whatever. So that's why we're sitting here on YouTube, on a live stream on YouTube talking about whiskey. TikTok did this to itself. They're not gonna miss me. My tiny little ripple in the pond. Jake says, small world. That's cool. I lived in Bremerton also for like the first half of my life. I just turned 33. Yeah, buddy, I was there for a long time. I went to Silverdale High School. Lived there for a while. Organic farming. I've been enjoying Old Forester single barrel strength. 1792 full proof. Yeah, 1790. Those are both good ones, man. I just bought the first Old Forester. Oh, this is I knew you guys were going to ask. So I actually have the freaking, because I'm not a giant cigar guy. This is a Padron A Series Hermoso Natural. It's actually very good. I took it on a recommendation of a cigar friend. I like the little short ones because my attention span is too short. Hey, you guys, listen, I appreciate you guys tuning into my little impromptu, weird-ass YouTube live unstructured thing here, just trying to see how this would work, but you guys got my undivided attention, so if there's anything you want to talk about. Have you had Stearns store pick of their Eagle Rare? It was 10-year. It's in Long Beach. No, I'm familiar with Stearns, but no, I haven't. I actually don't buy a lot of stuff online. I tried to, yeah, this is great. Actually, I really enjoy that one. I try to buy stuff locally as best I can. I will only order stuff online, like if it's a limited release I can't get. Like I ordered a few Two Stacks things, Irish whiskey that I really like. And I will order, like, sometimes I'll order the Elijah Craig barrel proofs to try and get ahead of them so that I can get you guys the reviews quickly instead of waiting for them to come out locally, because sometimes I get behind on that. I'll put my feelers out, but sometimes they just become available online from like Internet Wines or something before my local guys get it. Oh, Enrique. Yeah, buddy, I am a giant fan of Still Austin. I just got their distillery release port finished rye. Killer. Killer. It's like 108 proof. I just cracked it open last night. I'll do a review on it. I don't love to do stuff like the distillery only reviews because you can't get very many of them. I got a great contact down there, but I am with you on the blue corn, the red corn. Love them. I just got the last of the seasonal BIBs with the rabbit on the front of it. I forgot what that one's called. Just got that a couple days ago. Yeah, Andrew, I've heard Stearns has some good picks. Yeah. It's a little ways away. It's just, I like those guys, but shipping really changes the cost proposition, the value proposition for a bottle. So I try to buy locally. Ryan, yeah, buddy, Eagle Rare is tough to get in PA. Any suggestions on what I can get that might be similar? So I've heard, and I got to get to this, but I've heard that the Bibb and Tucker 6-year is close. I can't confirm that. I do feel like Ben Holliday's Bottle and Bond is similar. But other than that, there's really not much like Eagle Rare. It's kind of unique. It's kind of, unfortunately, sorry, man. I think Eagle Rare is going to become more available around the country. I've already seen it happen here. I predicted this a while ago, and I think it's starting to happen. So be patient. Eagle Rare is going to be more available. I've seen it. I think it's going to happen for you guys too, hopefully. I hope all of you guys can. I recently saw a new Evan Williams small batch. Any info on that? I'm not sure about the one you're talking about. We've got some Evan Williams stuff. I know the single barrel we've been talking about is one I always talk about with low cost. Venison, really enjoy the YouTube drinking. Getting away from TikTok and doing more YouTube live streaming. Talk about it a ton because I know that some of y'all have a really hard time getting it. That's why you guys don't see me talking about Eagle Rare a lot as much as I love it. For some people, Eagle Rare is not findable in South Carolina. You guys, if we're getting a little lag or something, please let me know because I'm trying to monitor this, but I'm not sure about what it's going to do to us here. We may have to change our equipment a little bit. So if it's choppy, don't worry. They're not all going to be choppy. I'm goofing with the equipment. Even Williams single barrel. Yeah, Evan Williams stuff is really pretty good. I'm with you, man. Evan Williams stuff is pretty good. More James E. Pepper, please. Jesus, we will get to that, brother. I just did the James Pepper decanter bottle because I try to do the ones that I see people asking about. So if you ask about it a lot, there's a lot of people talking about it. I try to get it. Yeah, you guys, sorry if it's a little choppy. I'm not sure what it's probably my connection. Bear with me. I'm going to try something. This may just destroy the whole thing, but we're just going to wing it. We're going to wing it right now and hope for the best. All right. Hopefully that's... How many bottles of Eagle Rare do you have? Whiskey collector, that's a fantastic question. If my wife was sitting here, I wouldn't answer it. But I think I probably have probably 8 or 10. I used to have a lot more, but I haven't bought them in a long time. And the only reason I had a lot more is I got a bunch of store picks that I really liked. So I bought some extra store picks. So hopefully that's not too choppy for you guys. Normally we'd be inside on the Wi-Fi. I'm actually sitting outside. If I wasn't smoking the cigar, I'd be sitting inside it and the stream would be a lot smoother. I'm also using a DJI camera to my phone, to the computer, to the Wi-Fi. So it's a little funky. I'm amazed it's working at all, to be honest with you. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being patient with that. That's, like I said, this was a total wing it. Total wing it. Yeah, what's your guys' favorites? I mean, what are you guys' favorites? Whiskeys? Bourbons? What do you guys reach for? I actually have not been drinking the Eagle Rare lately a whole lot, but I thought it would go good with a cigar, and I got the bottom of a bottle here, so I was just figuring, well, maybe I'll be able to polish that off while I'm doing this. But I bought a short cigar, so I don't think it's going to last long enough to polish it off. I don't know if you guys enjoy a whiskey and a cigar. I don't do it very often, but man, it's nice. I don't. Do you guys love your videos and reviews, man? Thank you. I'm sipping on 8-year-old Old Elk store pick. Oh yeah, I like the Old Elk, man. I haven't talked about the Old Elk enough lately. It's funny, we get on these kicks because I get sent a bunch of stuff and then I get off of them and I got to get back to stuff. I like ryes a lot, Michter's. I like Michter's rye. Michter's rye is one of the bottles that I will always replace. That's a good point, because you guys, now that we've been doing this for a couple of years, we get a lot of bottles sent to us. I do spend a lot of time reviewing bottles, and I don't buy as much, except for if it's bottles that people really want to know about, like the Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs or Booker's or something like that. But I will buy some bottles again and again because I just like them. I'll buy a Michter's rye if I run out. Yeah, Wild Turkey 101, Kane, good call. I keep a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 at my in-laws. It's good for everything. You can mix it, you can drink it straight, it don't matter. Organic, I agree with Maker's 46. I love the cask strength 46. I think Maker's cask strength 46 is a way overlooked, huge value bottle. Drinking Jack Daniel's triple mash. Sorry, y'all. Choppy again. High West double rye. Good value. That's a one about sometimes. That's a good bottle. Around here, that bottle's like $32. It's cheap. Old Forester 100. Yeah, listen, Old Forester 100, rye and bourbon, and the 86s. I think the 86s are great beginners because you can work to the 100. Are you a cannabis consumer at all? I enjoy cannabis rolled in tobacco, especially while also drinking either coffee or whiskey. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not, no judgment, obviously. I get the cannabis thing. I've definitely done it when I was younger. I just don't. Here in California, it's totally legal. So you think I would, but no reason. Just don't. I don't even smoke cigars that often, you guys, to be honest with you. I just bought this on a whim because Mrs. Whiskey Bonnet and Junior are in Reno doing a little bit of Mother's Day stuff. So I'm to myself. So I would just figure I'd grab a cigar, and this is a really great cigar, by the way. Heaven Hill 7-year. Okay, at Venison, great freaking call. Heaven Hill 7-year bottle and bond is one of those bottles that's worth every cent. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's about a $50 bottle here. It's ridiculous. Hey, Rigo, we're gonna do podcast. Definitely gonna do more podcasts. I want to do interviews and stuff. I just, for me, you guys, everything is a matter of time, which is part of the reason why we started with the short form content. It's just easier to do the short form content, but we're going to do more. I really ideally would like to do YouTube long form and shorts, Instagram, and the podcast. But Heaven Here 7 years finally out of the allocated list here in Houston. Enrique, you're going to see more and more stuff dropping out of the allocated list, I think. The bourbon boom is over. Thanks for the suggestion. No, we were talking bourbon, but sipping Redbreast right now. Fan of the channel. Thanks, Ryan. Listen, you guys, I've said, I think I posted it on one of the podcasts. We were doing an interview where I had people call in on Instagram, and I recorded it and then made it a podcast. And if you come over to my house, we do a lot of bourbon content, but if you come over to my house, what's up, DC Shiznit? You're more likely to catch me drinking a Scotch or an Irish than a bourbon on just a regular night. Most of the time I reach for something that's just a little easier to drink. I like the sweeter stuff. It's part of the reason why I like Eagle Rare. It's actually kind of on the sweet side for a bourbon, especially a 10-year bourbon. Jesus, you prefer cigars with coffee. All right. How do I feel about barrel-finished whiskeys? Listen, I am not the guy that is going to poo-poo, stupid expression, barrel finishing or blending or any of that stuff. I even really enjoyed that Bacta where they actually mixed it with Armagnac. He didn't even finish it, he mixed it in there. I think anything that you do to get out of the box and try something and it works, I like. I like the barrel finishing. I think they get a little carried away sometimes with trends, like the whole Amburana trend went too long for me. I think that's over, but the whole Amburana thing, I'm not a big fan of Amburana. It's way overdone. The new Rio, the new Penelope Rio is better. They finished it in the Amburana less time, so I like to say they were listening to me, but I don't think that's what it is. I think they just figured it out. Amberana is too overpowering, so barrel finishing can go sideways. Some of the wine barrel finishes can be bad too, because if you don't care for the wine barrel, they can sour on you. I actually learned that from a winemaker that started making whiskey at Redwood Empire. So care of those barrels is important. So when done right, it's great. Thoughts on the bourbon boom being over? I guess I'm late to the party. Justin, that's a good thing, brother. That when I talk about the bourbon boom being over, I mean the craziness of everybody buying everything and the price is going crazy and everybody paying way over for stuff. I think that's over. I think the supply and demand is going to... Sorry. Yeah, the prices are getting better. I don't really believe in paying secondary, but I'm also not hardline against it. I think it's ridiculous to say never pay secondary, because sometimes you got to. If you really want something, I just think you got to pay reasonable secondary. So if it's a bottle of Russell's 13 and it's $150 and you got to pay $175, that's secondary, but I would do that. You just don't think you should pay $250, $300. But it depends on where you're at too, man. I know the Washington's got really big taxes. You can't get Eagle Rare there for what I get it for here. It's got nothing to do with the secondary. It's just the way the taxes work. You're just going to have to pay what you got to pay to get it sometimes. I started to move away from Eagle Rare and now actively looking and stocking an E.H. Taylor single barrel. If I find an Eagle Rare at MSRP, I usually buy it because I know my bros are always looking for it. Yeah, I got a friend that does that. He buys it at MSRP whenever he sees it because they're good gifts. I hear tequila is the next bourbon as far as secondary market inflation. It's already happening. The tequila thing is already happening. It's kind of wild to me because tequila doesn't take nearly as long to make. It's like, I get why the bourbon thing went crazy. If you put it in the barrels 10 years ago, you only got the supply you made 10 years ago. You can't increase it. But tequila, especially Blancos and Reposados, Blanco takes no aging. Reposados can be aged for a matter of months. So I can turn up production today and the product be ready quick. What's up, Four Leaf? How you doing? There's a name I recognize. By the way, I'm a fan and follow you, especially on TikTok. Thank you, Rigo. I appreciate that. We're not going away from TikTok. I'm just going to transition away from it a little bit just because they're making it harder and harder for us. But I'm not going to stop doing TikTok. We'll keep posting. Shout out from Bama. What's up, Eddie? Dane Endley. Hey, here in Idaho with a state-regulated liquor store system, they have no choice but to sell at MSRP. Yeah, the liquor control states are a little different. They're good and bad. I mean, the good is you don't have to worry about secondary, but the bad is you kind of got to play the game. You're still a relationship thing. You still got to, those store owners and those store employees are still gatekeeping a little bit. They're just giving it to who they like, but I think you should play the game anyway. I play it here. I'm able to find Eagle Rare in Northwest Georgia for $39.99. That's worth it every day. Every day. What's going on, Aaron? Oh, Eddie, joining me, brother. E.H. Taylor single barrel. Oh, E.H. Taylor barrel proof. Ooh, that's a good one for a cigar. Hey, Four Leaf. Yeah, we're just talking about that. This is a total impromptu, y'all. I'm winging this. There's no structure to this at all. I just wanted to try it. We're gonna be doing more YouTube lives. That's why I'm doing this right now. Just kind of feel it out a little bit. What works, what doesn't work. It'll be better than this, y'all. I'm working on like a weird connection, Wi-Fi, triple roundabout. It's a little nutty. Yeah, somebody mentioned the E.H. Taylor single barrel. I got to do a pick of an E.H. Taylor single barrel. It's going to be coming out in this area. If anybody's in this area, I got to help pick one with a store owner. It was very cool. G4 and Fortaleza. Yeah, Fortaleza's good stuff. Houston was supposed to get a batch of Fortaleza around October, but didn't arrive till last month. Shipment got seized. Yeah, Fortaleza is a really good tequila. That one's not going to get easier because they make it in small batches. Oh, see a crossover. As a viewer, I'd love to see a crossover content between you and Bruzel. Hey, Organic, look, I'd love to do it. I admire Bruzel. Bruzel is all business, y'all. I have heard that. I've watched it myself, but I've also heard it from people. That man does not play. He is in it to win it. If he ever feels like doing something with me, I'll reach out to him at some point once we get this thing ironed out. But my understanding is this is not a game for him. For me, it's still a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun, a little bit of business, a whole lot of fun. I'm a goof. I had some Irish whiskey earlier with an Olivia G. Cameroon cigar. Four Leaf, you got good taste for Irish. Did you get that new 2 stacks? Oh my God, it was the collaboration, the one they just released. They do it yearly. This first one I've gotten, it was really good. It's getting hot with my go-to summer sipper. Usually in the summer, I will transition to lighter, lower proof, easier stuff like Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. Right now I'm drinking Eagle Rare, but again, I wouldn't sit out here in this 90+ degree temperature drinking a barrel proof. It's the only reason I'm not. Yeah, otherwise I'd be drinking a barrel proof with this cigar. Rough hunting up here. Where you at, Scotty? Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Wanted to help, I wanted to help out. I started this, get the smoke in the eye. I wanted to help out with people that were new to bourbon. That was actually the reason I started this, and we just have made a lot of friends and great community. Yeah, Elijah Creek Barrel Proof, Roger, Elijah Creek Barrel Proof Ava 124 is good, but it's not Seed 923. That one was killer. I think rum goes up and down in popularity. I don't think it's going to be the next big thing, but I mean, I like rum, especially on vacation. Oh, Scotty, Grass Valley, buddy. Scotty, you gotta message me on Instagram. Get over on Instagram and message me. I'll give you some of the ideas where my spots are. Each Taylor is similar to Eagle Rare. It's a little lighter, a little sweeter, less age, less barrel char kind of heaviness to it. It's not age stated, but it is definitely younger. Corazon Tequila aged in WLW casks or Eagle Rare. I just did review on a Weller one, but it wasn't WLW. It was just, it says William L. Weller, but they do a more limited and a tall bottle that is aged in BTAC stuff. I think that one is just in Weller stuff, but it's good. It's good. I've heard that the Blanton's one is the best one. I've tasted that one, but I don't have a bottle of it. How do I feel about the 8-year Dickel bourbon? But it all blurs at some point. I've not reviewed the 8-year Dickel. I don't think I've reviewed any Dickel. I just gave away a bottle of 13-year-old Dickel on TikTok. Oh yeah, 4-leaf Pillars of Creation. I knew you'd get that one. I don't know. What do you think about that one? I was kind of surprised by that 2 Stacks Pillars of Creation. It's good, but it was not what I expected it to be. My first weeder was, of course, Makers. I still have a soft spot for Makers. And 46 cast strength is still as good as they get. Yeah, the Larceny barrel proofs are really good, better than standard Larceny. I like Rebel 100. The Rebel 10-year barrel, single barrel is really good. There's a lot of weeders now. I don't know if you guys know, a lot of Garrison Brothers stuff is weeded. And Bardstown Origin weeder is a killer, the black label. I've blown through that bottle. Cheers. Yeah, all right, Venison, we'll see you, man. Yeah, we're going to be peeking out the Aurora Borealis, too. It's not dark here yet, obviously. Have you had Old Pepper single barrel rye? I don't believe so. I'm smoking this thing to the freaking fingernails. I like the shorter ones. They go by quicker. 8-year Dickel. Dickel is a love it or hate it. Some of the patrons love it, and a lot of people don't like it. Yeah, high proof in the winter. Yep, 90 proof Buffalo Trace and Rye. I definitely go easier in the summertime. Do you have a favorite scotch or style of scotch? Jesus, I like... Okay, so I'll drink 90% like Speyside Highland and about 10% Islay. I like the smoky stuff, but I don't drink it a whole lot. But my favorites are like, I really like the Macallan stuff, but I drink Glenlivet 18 a lot just because it's easy to drink. It's got some age to it, but it's not that expensive. I love a cask strength scotch.